realize, like, damn, my purpose is to actually motivate others to speak their existence?
Man, one time I was sleeping in my truck in Oakland. I mean, when I tell you I ain't had no money, bro, I ain't had no money. I mean, I went to 150 companies that rejected me, bro, because I had felonies.
Purely just because of your background.
Yeah, that's the
Not knowing, because as a motivational speaker, you have all the talent in the world to sell whatever product they selling. They overlook that.
We live in a country that will allow you to catch a felony and will turn you down on a job for $10 an hour. But you can go get you an EIN number and start your business and make $10 million in the same month. And tell me if I'm lying.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Respect My Blueprint podcast, where we give you the blueprint on how to do shit. All right. And of course, this is your host, your main man, your blueprint mastermind. I have a very, very special guest here. I'm excited for this interview here, man. Honestly, it's been a long time coming. We've known each other for quite some time here. Logistics kind of got in the way and everything like that, but we're finally making it happen. And I have a very special guest for the audience out there, because we're going to get into mindset and how wealth starts with the mindset, right? And I have a great friend, an author, TEDx speaker, all right, motivational mindset and wealth mindset creator, none other than Billionaire PA, brother. How you doing?
Man, appreciate your existence, brother. Appreciate your existence. My grandmama always said, make sure you're the first person to clap for yourself.
That's what's, well,
I had to clap for myself, man, and clap for you too, brother.
Thank you. Well, you know what? First of all, we met, it's been almost, has it been touched a year now? We met at another event, right? Where it was a mindset event and everything like that. And I heard you speak. You was one of the second to last speakers, and you took a long time. You was there giving game, dropping value. And I said, man, I got to get this brother on the show, right? And last night I was doing some research on you. I went on your website and I seen the promotional video, right, where you shared the story of you starting off homeless and everything like that. So before we get into that, if you could share with the audience, first of all, who is Billionaire PA and how did he start?
Well, the name Billionaire PA started, one time I was locked up in jail, and my grandmama said, get them people your body, but don't get them people your mind. So what that mean was my body was locked up. See, a lot of times people's body, it'd be locked up. But she was telling me to allow my mind to go free. Right. The problem with most people nowadays is their brains are locked up. See, if you can think, you can fly. You can get yourself out of any situation. And so for me, I created the name Billionaire PA because my ultimate vision was to encourage 1 billion people to speak their dreams into existence. The PA actually stands for production assistant. I used to be a production assistant. Okay. So what that meant to me was to never forget where I actually came from. So It was never just about the money. Money is easy. As long as you can think, you can make money. So I never did this just to make, like, money is easy. People selling water, so how can you not sell your dream? Water free.
Do you think it's that, although I agree with you, if we're going to dive deep into that, but in this day in social media and everything like that, do you think that perception is a little bit warped a little bit because instant gratification is at an all-time high?
Ask me that again.
Do you think because you feel like you just stated that money's nothing. Wealth is basically come from the mindset. But
when I say money is money, I'm not saying that money is nothing.
Right.
What I'm saying is, first off, I don't expect anybody to adapt my mentality. The gift that God gave me and the mindset that God gave me, right, it was to use this brain to live my purpose. So what I was actually saying was, money has never been hard for me to make because I know how to think.
Understood. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? What's the most important things for me is to make sure that I have a healthy relationship with my mother, building healthy relationships with my family, because if people truly understood the value of money, money is a promissory note that acquires debt. Applied knowledge is a promissory note that acquires power.
Okay.
So if everybody on earth died right now, how could money make money? It couldn't. The people have to put it in a system for it to actually make money. So true relationships and the right relationships could put you in a position to be successful. For example, if I sat on this podcast and I told people about my ebook and we sold 1 million ebooks for $36, I would make $36 million. With the gratitude of your help of putting me on the podcast. That's a relationship.
Right.
Yes, I know I had to write the book, but we have to also value relationships just as more as we value the value of a dollar. I value relationships more than money. The right relationship will always lead you to wealth, and that's the difference between rich people and wealthy people.
Do you feel, because in the podcast, I really touch on relationship capital a lot. Do you believe relationships is somewhat can be the foundation of building a wealthy mindset? Because sometimes you heard the cliche, it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Well, how can you be wealthy without having healthy relationships? I don't even think you should even speak about being wealthy if you don't have healthy relationships.
Okay. How? Which I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But again, look what you're going up against. Marriage, divorce at an all-time high, internet creating, these toxic babies and things like that.
When we're talking about the business aspect, let's break down. I feel like a lot of people, when they do go into business, they don't really understand the 4 main pillars to running a successful business. One of those first pillars is having the right CPA on your team, accountant. That's a relationship. You need to be able to trust that person. Another one is the formation, formatting an
structuring it and everything like that. Right. I agree with you.
There's a particular person who you sit with that helps you to develop, listen to your idea, and they help you decide if you want an S Corp, C Corp, right. LLC. Do you want a holding company? Do you need a trust account? This is the person that builds out your infrastructure.
Right. Get the foundation established for you.
So that's 2 pillars. Then you need to have some type of credit or, financial person on your team that knows how to help you get funded for your actual business. And then you need a general attorney. You need people going into business without even having these 4 relationships. If you don't have the money to pay them, you might need to ask them to mentor you. And that's what I did. And on top of that, 5th person would be having a mentor. I have a great mentor. My mentor named Walter Hill. I shout him out. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it weren't for God. But my best mentor ever was my grandmama, and then Walter Hill and my mama.
Really? So, okay. Which let's take a step back for a second, Billionaire.
Absolutely, brother.
Let's take a step back, right? Let these people know what it really is, right? Because anybody who haven't had the pleasure of seeing your video on your website, you, in that 3-minute video, you gave a great story on your background on how you came from, sleeping in the back of your car to end up moving to L.A. I think you came from Alabama, born in Alabama, right?
Yeah, I was born in heaven. I'm from heaven. Came from my mama, but to answer the question directly, no, you're good. Brother. This is just the way I choose.
You take flight, okay?
I choose to answer my questions as authentic as I possibly can be.
Okay.
But no, I was born in Alexander City, Alabama, man. That is exactly where I'm from. Went to Benjamin Russell High School, and I love the place. That city made me an amazing person, and I thank God for being from there.
Okay. Now, what caused you to leave Alabama to go to L.A.? Just hardships and everything. You said you ran into some trouble with the law. You got locked up, which, by the way, most people who have watched this podcast knows that, I did almost 10 years in prison. I got out in 2019. So, I know the rags to riches story, what it takes to get from the bottom to the mountaintop, right? Yeah. So if you could kind of share with the audience a little bit on your journey.
And if I can add to it, bro, I never looked at my story as a rags to riches story because I always had a grandmother who always taught me my worth and my value. So I didn't have money, but I was always rich. I was always wealthy. So when we going through trials and tribulations, me personally, I came up with a grandmother who taught me not to look at that as negative. Because how could you appreciate the sun if you never seen no darkness? How could you appreciate the light? How could you appreciate an amazing husband if you never had a bad husband?
So it's almost like we need the negative in our life to be able to have that light,
everybody who got in a car today got a negative and a positive on the battery. I don't know anybody who got to, you got neutrons and you got electrons. And when I was in school, I ain't no scientist or nothing, but they told me the electrons and the neutrons have to come together or something like that and create protons, and it creates kinetic energy so that we can move forward. So the negative and the positive, we need each other. We need light, we need dark, we need rain, we need sun. Like, look at it this way, and I'm going to answer your question. Don't let me forget it because I don't want to get off topic. But I knew I was going to be successful when I walked outside one day and I just kept looking at the same tree every day.
Same tree?
Same tree every day.
It's growing, though.
And it ain't moved. It ain't moved at all. It's living its purpose, just sitting still. Every day that tree got faith that God going to bring the sun and it's going to bring the rain to help it grow. Every day that tree just planted right there. So a problem with a lot of us humans is we don't want to sit still to hear what purpose God got for us. See, I sit still sometimes. I don't run from the rain. I don't run from the sun. I understand that both of them are needed in order for me to grow.
Just like a mother and a father, of course, right?
Absolutely.
And well, to piggyback off the, because I do want to remind you of the question of your background. How'd you end up getting to the man you are today, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But to fast forward a little bit, you have a very extraordinary story of, you started off in selling T-shirts.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Sort of kind of like getting your mojo out there, right?
Yeah, I was just having fun.
Really?
I was just fun. I was just having fun. It was just...
I mean, it is good weather in L.A. and everything like that, so you can't complain, right?
I was actually, to be transparent with you, bro, I went to jail over like 20 times before I was 21 years old.
Petty crimes and shit like that, just boom.
It's like drugs, conspiracy,
right? Okay,
assaults. I'm just young. Like, keeping it 1,000 with you. It's like I didn't want to work for nobody that paid me $10 to $15 an hour. I didn't think nobody could afford to pay me by the hour, so I just wanted to make money. The only way I knew how to make money was selling drugs or robbing or stealing. And I didn't rob and I didn't steal. So you know what that left for us. Right. I'm from Alexander City, Alabama. If you go back and look at the income right now, they're happy with $35,000 a year. I'm not finna live off of that.
Damn.
I'm not finna do that. So everybody wants to talk about, this is the encouragement I would like to give to people. If you see somebody doing something negative, because I come from that lifestyle, that would be looked at as negative. Right. And you don't have a solution to the problem, don't tell them what they doing ain't good if you ain't got no solution.
Everybody has an opinion, right? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Whether you agree with it or not, it's like, see, when I started speaking, I knew how to go back to the hood and conversate with the people, because if a drug dealer is making $1 million, if you can't teach him or show him how to replace that with income, just telling him, hey, get on your knees and pray. It's a lot of people praying with eviction notice on their door. But when is the pastor going to teach these people, and not every pastor, but when we going to sit down with a formula, just like when we go into business, we write out a whole business plan on how we going to actually make money. We know in this camera in this room right here, who's filming, who's editing, who's shooting, who's interviewing, and who the guest is. Why we don't have the same structure when it comes to how we going to get this, how we going to get out of debt, how we going to pay ourselves first. How we gonna get this trust account? But I came from a family that, my grandmama, she didn't have a lot of money. She didn't have money like that, but she had the right mindset.
Like most people that comes out of the hood and everything,
she had
right?
the right mindset. So to answer your question, because I want to make sure I answered your question, I went homeless in Oakland, California. I was in San Francisco. I wasn't in L.A.
Oh, okay.
So that documentary that Procter & Gamble and Tide did on my life, they made it look like I was in L.A. because at the time I had moved to L.A.
Oh, okay. Understood.
And it would have cost money to go back to Oakland. So we were just catching the true essence of what happened.
Okay.
I was homeless in Oakland, and I was homeless in San Francisco and San Jose. If anybody ever been to Northern California, the three cities are not that far from each other.
Okay, almost like they're in a tri-county area in a way.
Well, the only thing that separates San Francisco and Oakland is the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Like you see the city from one bridge. It's maybe like 10 to 20 minutes, I believe, max. And then San Jose was more like 30, 35 minutes. So I was in Northern California, and I was homeless, sleeping in the back of my truck.
Damn. This was not too long ago either. What, about half a decade ago?
Well, in that case, yeah, like a decade, 10 years.
10 years ago? Okay.
No. Like I was like 21. So it's been over a decade.
Decade, okay.
I was homeless for 3 years. I slept in the back of that truck, bro. And I never forget my grandmama gave me a Bible. And I was atheist. I never read no Bible. This was the first time I ever picked a Bible up in my life.
At that time?
Yeah, well, she gave it to me when I was like 14. I never opened it.
Okay.
And she gave me an English version, too, because I used to tell her, like, I speak country, grandmama. Like, when you open the Bible, it be saying, like, thou, all,
yeah.
shout. I'm like, I don't understand all that.
You're like, hold on, Grandma. Hold on.
That's not for me. And then we grew up like this. Me and my grandma grew up like this, bumping heads.
Yeah.
And you be surprised, like, when you get mature and older,
right?
That everything that person
was instilling in you was tough love, right?
It was, man, my grandma the best person to ever walk around. And I want to say this to anybody out there that got a mother, a father, a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, husband, wife. If a person that, my grandmama said this to me.
What's up?
She said that, I said, Grandma, why you so hard on me? And she said, if I didn't say nothing, you would think I didn't love you.
That is so damn true. That is so damn true.
And she was on me every day. She's like, you know how many grandchildren I got? Why you think I spend my time with you? We can sit here and say we love all our children equal, but we know at a certain age which child gonna be something.
That is, yeah.
We have a league like, okay, if that person get right with that energy,
he could get somewhere.
He could do something. This person has real world-changing potential. My grandmama knew that. Not to take nothing away from my sisters.
Or the siblings, right.
They do amazing stuff. But their dream, their purpose wasn't to go out and be a world changer. They happy with changing the world that they live in, which is living within their family. Like me, I wanted to help my family and then go all over the world, inspiring billions of people to speak their dreams into existence. I'm, I guess, what they call an extrovert. My sisters, they introverts. They ain't trying to talk to people they don't know.
So you said something that hit home, and I think the audience is going to build up for a lot of the audience here. Is, you found your, they didn't find their purpose. You, I'm assuming, have found your purpose once you've hit that rock bottom moment, right? If you can kind of clarify, when did you realize after your grandmother giving you all these tough love and you experiencing the streets of California, where you realize, like, damn, my purpose is to actually motivate to others to speak their existence?
Man, one time I was sleeping in my truck in Oakland, and I mean, when I tell you I ain't had no money, bro, I ain't had no money.
Dang, hungry.
I mean, I went to 150 companies, and they rejected me, bro, because I had felonies.
Purely just because of your background?
Yeah, that's the
not knowing, because as a motivational speaker, you have all the talent in the world to sell whatever product they selling. They overlook that.
You want to say it, you want to tell the truth, bro. We live in a country that will allow you to catch a felony and will turn you down on a job for $10 an hour. But you can go get your EIN number and start your business and make $10 million in the same month. And tell me if I'm lying.
God.
The same companies, and I appreciate them. I'm not gonna call them out.
No,
that,
absolutely.
But the same companies, some of the same companies that rejected me from making $10 an hour to $12 an hour, ended up being sponsors for me later on in my life. That ended up paying me way more money than what they would have paid me in a year to come and do a speech.
Wow.
Where, by this time I had my shirt. So when you book me to speak,
right?
If it's 100 people in the room, you have to buy 100 of the I Speak Dreams into Existence shirts. So I was able to push my clothing brand and speaking. See, those are two different businesses. And the reason why I'm delivering my message like that is so that people can understand that a clothing business is separate from me speaking. This way we get to see how much I'm making from speaking and how much I'm making from the clothing brand. So every time I come speak, if someone says they want me to speak, here's my speaking fee, here's my product fee. Right. I'm not coming because it's all about impact over income to me. See, when I take this money and let's say I come in here and we do a speech.
Right. Okay.
It's 1 million people in that room. Mm-hmm. Now, 1 million people do not have to leave that room and tell people about me. But if 1 million people put on that T-shirt with my brand on it and say, I speak dreams into existence and go out into the world, that's like McDonald's putting their M on in real estate.
On their right, exactly.
And people think they just selling burgers, but they own real estate. And they putting their M up, psychologically programming people.
Right.
If we think fast food, we think McDonald's. Well, when you think about a dream, I want you to think of speaking dreams into existence. So when you ask me when did I find my purpose, I had different spirit, which is how you say it, spur of the moments.
Okay, right.
So it could have been like, I had a lot of aha moments. One time I was locked up, and like I said, my grandmama said, get on people your body, but don't get on people your mind. So I was like, okay, what that means? She said, well, you could be locked up, but your mind can be in Hawaii. So I would go back in the cell, and I would just play with my homies. They'd be like, where you at, man? I'd be like, man, I'm in Hawaii.
Like literally like the movie Life when they had I'm not sure if you've seen the movie where they gave right. Okay, so not to cut you off, but
Nah, you good. It's all good. I don't have no problem listening. Hey, I'm just happy to be here, man, because a lot of people have dreams, man, but a lot of people don't know how to turn them into reality.
Just okay, and that's where I really want to dig into, right? And I completely agree with you. Somebody that just did 10 years and everything like that, what has really led me to become the successful businessman that I am right now is during that period of incarceration, having that same philosophy you just said. They take my body, but my mind was always, to progress, always thinking about what was the next move and things like that, right? So with that being said, how important, now, of course, we're talking about ourselves here, but as far as the audience, right, one book that I really read in there was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, right? And that kind of taught me a little bit about business and finance and everything like that. Kind of prepared me for when I got out here. Yeah. So for people that's right now feeling like they live in paycheck to paycheck, feeling that they have nowhere, that they haven't found their purpose, what do you think their foundation should be to be able to go ahead and answer those questions?
That's a great question, first and foremost. You're going to hear me talk about my grandmama a lot.
Well, that's inspired you. She inspired you.
To answer that question, one of the best things my grandmama, and I'm going to answer this in telling you a short story.
Talk to me.
I used to work at a company called Russell Corporation. Mm-hmm. I used to get paid $6.25 an hour.
$6.25 an hour?
Yeah. Damn. I worked 4 hours every Sunday, and I cleaned out dryers.
Oh, okay. So it was like a part-time gig.
Yeah, part-time job. Okay. It was $25 every week.
Okay.
And when my check was so no money that even taxes didn't even take it. Everybody
Uncle Sam was scared, like, God damn, I feel bad if I take something out of here.
It took like $1 and something, like $1.80 something cent. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, man, y'all could have left that, right?
I'm not even joking, bro. Like, and my other piece of encouragement was later, my mama don't know this, I seen her check and she made maybe $4 more than me, and she was an adult, and I was just like, nah, we weren't supposed to live like this.
Hold on,
we weren't supposed to live like this. And then my grandmama told me, she said, hey, I want you to pay yourself. So I said, what that mean? Like I hear when you talk about rich dad, poor dad, but this man talk about people talk about pay yourself. I don't think people really understand the true essence of what pay yourself mean. See, people know, if I ask people right now, how much is your cell phone bill? They could tell you how much it is.
Right.
They could tell you the date they pay. If I ask you how much your car insurance, they could tell you how much it is and the date they pay. But when I say how much do you pay yourself every single month, what is the amount and what is the date? Most people going to say, oh, I do 5%, 10%, 20%. No, that's not what I'm asking you.
Right.
I want to know what day you pay yourself. See, my grandmama taught me to pay myself $5 every single week, $25 out of that check. And that $5 grew to 10, that 10 grew to 15. Now I pay myself like a bill. I pay myself $163.36 every single month as if I am a bill, not a paycheck. Paycheck is different.
Right,
I pay myself like I'm a bill. Just
like it's owed to you, it has to come to you every month. Yeah.
I took all of my bills, and it was 10 bills. I added them up together and divided it by 10. And I saw on average I'm paying about $140 on my average bill. So I say, okay. My grandma, I asked her, I said, Grandma, why you want me to pay myself? She said, you pay your cell phone bill? I said, yeah. She said, how much is it? I said, it's at the time, it's like $100. She said, how much you paid yourself from working at that job? I said, well, it was $35.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, dang. I called her and I said, I ended up quitting the job.
What? He said, man, with this pay, I ain't dealing with it no more.
She said, why you did that? I said, because when I die, T-Mobile ain't going to be at my funeral. But I'm going to be there. So why am I giving them $100? I understand I'm using their phone to talk, but if I die, ain't nothing to talk about.
I love your approach. I love your approach.
What is we paying? You know what I'm saying? I get when people's like, I'm like, this is a different type of mindset, and that's why I say I don't expect people to adopt my mindset. I pay myself before I pay my rent. And if you have a mindset like that, you'll always have money to pay your rent, because you got to take care of your kidneys. You got to take care of your lungs. I got to take care of my back pain. I got to take care of my heart. So that's almost like saying your greatest wealth is what?
Yourself.
Your health.
Health versus
Exactly. I'm saying the same. That's the same thing. It's just I'm not gonna wake up and pay no bill before I pay me. So on the 19th of every month, people used to say I was weird for this. I've been celebrating my birthday for over 10 years. I'm the only human with 12 birthdays in a year.
Man, hold on, man. Listen, bro, I
gotta
check that birth certificate.
Like serious. I was born September 19th. I don't lie about nothing. I tell the truth.
Every month you celebrate your birthday.
I'm the only human with 12 birthdays. I'm gonna make it okay for everybody to do that. I'm gonna make 12 birthdays.
And you've been doing, and this has been a secret you've been doing for a minute now.
Man, I've been doing this for over I'm on about 14, 15 years now.
Damn.
People used to laugh at me for doing this.
So wait a minute, hold on. After your experience in California, you have transcended yourself to now, over that time frame to now, to becoming the, man who you are today, right? So is that what you're saying that has been your ingredient to get into from where you was at to now? Because you haven't turned back.
Nah, man, it's when I tell you, bro, I was so broke and broken that I had to manipulate myself to believe in positivity.
Manipulate yourself to believe in positivity.
I had to sit in the back of that truck and make myself be manipulative enough to think that I was already a billionaire. That when I walked out that truck, even though I didn't have the money, I believed I was already a billionaire. So much that I changed my name to billionaire when I was broke. Do you know how crazy you got to be to change your name to billionaire when you broke? That's off of belief. That's off of faith. That's off of me knowing that. I ain't asking nobody else. It's nobody else. I'm not asking them to validate me. They don't even have that kind of power to make me mad. They don't have that kind of control over me. The only person that got power and control over me is the God that I believe in.
Okay.
Anything that you want on this earth, you can truly manifest it. But at some point, you got to stop praying. You got to stop manifesting, and you got to stop talking. And you got to put actions behind your words. And you got to go get you a team that can help you to do it. I don't want to be no self-made millionaire, and I don't want to be no self-made billionaire.
So, I hear everything you're saying, though, billionaire, though. But listen, man, we just talked about this right before the cameras came on, how there's a lot of people that want to do speaking now, especially with, the market's saturated. Let's keep it real now. There's a motivational or a speaking coach everywhere now.
Yeah.
Right? It is what it is. Everybody got their own approach and everything like that, right? I ain't hating, but, everybody almost says the same message. It's like, okay, personal development to be able to get to where you need to get your mind right first.
Yeah.
Get your mind right and everything like that, right? But honestly, I think a lot of that is just hogwash. And why I say that, there's a difference between reality and actuality. For instance, reality is like, you flip the switch on this camera, it's supposed to turn on. Yeah. But the actuality is sometimes the battery may not be working, or there's a power surge that might prevent it from going on right at that moment, right? Absolutely. So the reality of what a lot of people teach is not maybe actuality because of what the era we in right now. Yeah. Social media, again, how society is formed, how much hatred is really out there. So with that being said, how do you deal with criticism? Because I'm challenging you right now over your approach. How does your approach fit in actuality versus reality?
Well, for me, I measure, and I hope I answer your question.
Please. Or even if not for yourself, speak for the other people that's in the marketplace speaking that.
I want to make sure I answer that question the right way. Okay. Ask me that another way in a shorter.
Okay. So in other words, how does your approach fits in actuality right now versus reality?
I mean, when you talk about actuality, that means a result.
Actuality, know how life really is right now. Okay. You're not out here. You're not like a lot of people now entering the speaking marketplace, take a YouTube course and saying,
Well, I've always believed that motivation without instructions is dangerous.
That goes with anything.
Yeah, but you got a lot of people that get on the internet, like you saying, and they just motivate you. But a lot of these people don't have no instructions. They don't have no guideline. They don't have no menu. Like if I told you, for example, if I said white sauce, noodles, chicken, what we cooking?
Yeah, that could be almost anything. Like
white sauce is Alfredo.
Right.
Chicken is, that's chicken Alfredo.
Chicken Alfredo, right.
But a lot of people don't know what the ingredients is to success.
Right. Okay.
They just hear people say, okay, get your mind right. Speak your dreams into existence. Okay, well, what's the ingredients to doing that? What do you wake up every day and do, billionaire? Well, I wake up every week, we hitting the spa to get the mind right. I'm in the spa, I'm in the jacuzzi, I'm in the hot tub, I'm in the sauna. Why am I in there? To relax my mind. The next thing I'm doing is I'm doing therapy for the back pain that I'm going through. I'm checking all my organs, my kidneys, and all of that. I'm making sure that my health is really on point because I'm telling people the truth, man. All that money in the bank, it ain't going to do you good, do no good with you dead. It's not going to do you any good. And then on top of that, to everybody, if you want me to give people some actual stuff, if you have a bank account and you don't have no beneficiaries on there, go put you at least 2 or 3 beneficiaries on there to protect the assets that you have.
In the event anything may happen.
In the event that something happens. And they should be over the age of 18 or 21, whatever your state require.
Right.
Because if you put your children on there and they die and they 7, they got to wait until they get that money.
Of age,
Why am I saying this? Because I just watched my mother go through it with my sister. My sister has a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, and she put them on as the beneficiary. Thank God she put somebody on there.
Right. I see what you're saying.
But now she can't. My mama. I'm watching my mother fight for my sister. Passed away on April 30th, and you know what I'm saying. When I tell you, bro, I live the quote. I love you to life. So when I say when I appreciate like when people say, "Oh man, I'm sorry for your loss." Nah, man, I gave my sister her flowers when she was living. Most people they react to situations like that.
Right.
I'm proactive. Not only do I celebrate my birthday on the 19th of every month, I celebrate my mother on the 10th of every month. I celebrate my sister on the 4th of every month.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the reason why I started doing this was because I used to battle with severe depression and suicidal thoughts. So when I told you I was in that truck and I was reading the Bible, I saw that they said that the Christmas was December 25th. And then I did more research and I found out that the Jesus that we talking about, he wasn't even born on December the 25th.
Hold on now. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
I'm just speaking.
Right.
Please. I'm speaking on, you talked about actualizing stuff. I'm not speaking on I'm not speaking on people's emotions or what they feel because they went to church and they learned this. I'm speaking off of actual result. 1 and 1 is 2. Jesus Christ, who we talk about, was not born December 25th. So when I saw that, I was like, okay. Then I realized, okay, Thanksgiving. And then I learned the story about that. I was like, okay, that's a little not true, too. Right, so I'm just going through stories. And then I called my grandmama. I said, hey, grandmama, you know it's a holiday in every month. She said, yeah. I said, man, if I was an entrepreneur, that's a great way to get people to spend money every single month.
Wow. Look at that.
It's a holiday in every single month. In January, New Year's. That's the first quarter of the business. We go in what? In business, we got what? 4 quarters,
Four quarters, right.
So the first 3 is January. Why not come in a year with a
strong,
bang?
exactly.
And why not lead a year with a bang? 3 of the biggest holidays in the United States. Thanksgiving,
right,
Christmas, and New Year's. So I said, oh my God, I'm finna do the same thing the government doing. I'm finna celebrate my birthday on the 19th of every month. Every time I drop a book, a product, or anything, it's on the 19th of every month. If I come out with something, everybody is programmed to know when it come out. The 19th. Why is it the 19th? Because he celebrates his birthday on the 19th of every month. His book is $963.36. Why is that? Because he was homeless for 36 months. He slept in his truck for 63 straight days. The 9 represents new life. If you Google the number 9, represents new life. Right. That means I deaded my old self and I birthed my new self, kind of like Machiavelli.
Really?
Yeah, that's what that means. That means new life.
Okay. You brought up, I don't want to get too far ahead. That was a lot, yeah, but I don't want to get too far ahead. You said something that really hit my mind for a second here, right? Now, you just because I really want to get your input on this because I really want to serve the audience here and everything like that, right? So, I lost my train of thought for a second here, so hold on. You brought up something and then you were going and then I lost it.
You was talking about actualization. The
question
that you had asked me was actualizing something versus
But no, hold on. You had mentioned during your talk, you was mentioning about individuals, just individuals in general, right? So, but you know what? Let's skip that because I really want to answer this question here.
Hey man, take your time. We in our natural element.
Exactly. Which they'll probably edit this part anyway. But as far as having a wealthy mindset, all right. And my problem is because right now there's no middle class. We rich and then just poor. This is how society is set up, right? So we're not doing this conversation for the rich people. We're having this conversation for obviously the people that's in the lower class.
Yeah.
Right? Now, most people aren't fortunate enough. They're not just fortunate enough to be able to have the skills and requirements to be able to be rich or have a wealthy mindset. Okay. What kind of advice would you have for those that's listening right now that's coming out the hood, facing a bunch of felonies, getting a bunch of no's on job interviews, right? Now, they want to be able to aspire to be able to be an entrepreneur, but they just can't crack the code.
Yo, the first thing I recommend them to do is go buy them a juicer.
A juicer?
Yeah, a juicer. I recommend them get some watermelon.
You telling everybody to go buy a juicer right now?
Yeah, I want them to go get them some watermelon and some ginger.
Watermelon and ginger.
Yeah, so they can clean their system out. That's the first thing. So you can get your mind clear. So you can't think clear if you ain't putting the right things in your body, which is what I'm learning right now.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been taking these ingredients right now in your daily?
I be going on and off.
Okay.
But you get what I'm saying? And I know it might sound like it's way out there. It's like, what the first thing you tell? Well, you said when we in the hood, what do we eat in the hood? We eat a lot of unhealthy food. Yeah. And what you put, like, let me ask you this right here, right?
Right.
And I want to think about how I want to say it. 'Cause I want to make sure it come off the right way. If you knew that it was 10 negative people in this room and they was real killers and they really robbed banks, well, where you at right now? Would you continue to hang with them?
No.
Okay. But every day we pick up food of a chicken, of including myself, of an animal that was beaten, killed, and screaming, and we put all that stress in our body. You wouldn't hang out with something external you, but you would deal with something that you put inside you. So my question to people would be, do you think the person externally affects you more than what you put in you?
Are you really? That's a real brain twister right there. I see the point, but
so
I've never had nobody.
Stressed out, he's external me.
Just because of, again, the protein he's been putting in.
How can he affect me more than the negative chicken I put in me?
Yeah, what he's been putting in.
That went through my bloodstream. So when you ask me what would I recommend people to do, I would recommend people to change their diet from a diet to a live it, which is what I'm about to do. I like watermelon and ginger. Now, if you really want me to speak on the business aspect, the next thing I would tell people to do, encourage people to do, because I can't tell people to do anything, I would encourage people to celebrate their birthday on the day they was born every single month.
But then that wouldn't make you unique, because then everybody having a birthday every month.
But I'm a world changer. I want everybody to do that. And I want everybody to pay themselves, especially where I'm from, because a lot of people, if you really think about why a lot of people are not successful, a lot of people don't believe in themselves.
That is true, because you just been conditioned that way.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people fear failure. A lot of successful people, like I'm gonna speak for myself.
Okay.
I don't care about failing because I know how I've been on the ground to the bottom. It can't be no worse. I believe this is hell. So I know when I die, I'm already living in heaven. That's the way my brain thinks, but I'm not finna convince people to believe what I believe. So for me, it's nothing in when you start believing in the type of God that I believe in, anything that you want, you can manifest, but you gotta also pull out the God within you. I got the right mentors around me to make sure that I don't have to make dumb mistakes. I don't have to
relive those same things again. Right.
You ever heard the saying where we tell our children sometimes, like, well, I had to learn, you're going to have to learn. To me, I think that's the stupidest thing you can tell a child. I think
but that's just saying life got to teach you.
No. But it's certain things that I went what I learned in business, for example, right?
Right,
Because I'm just partnering with my 17-year-old niece.
Okay.
It is my job to introduce her to the right people in business if I can help her. It is my job that if it was going to take her 10 years to be a millionaire, I'm attempting to make that 2 years.
But what do you say about the hard-headed person then that's struggling to take in that information?
Well, I think and I don't have the answers to everything, so I will say that. But number two, everybody on earth needs a mentor, and a mentor that don't want their life. I had a hard head, but my head ain't so hard that I don't understand what people are saying to me.
True. Okay.
So my head is still hard. But I know if you say something that I don't like, it still makes sense. My ego or my pride might just be in the way. But it still makes sense that I'm not finna sit here and tell people to go out here and get this money, 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 when I know that your health is more important. I know your mama want to sit and eat with you. I know your daddy want to sit with you. I know your husband needs you. But we done went off and made millions of dollars. You know how many friends I got that these people dropping dead at 30 years old from heart attacks, bro?
And you don't even know what it is. They just like, pfft.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it could be the food, whatever the case may be, right?
Nah, and the reason why I'm passionate about this health is because I'm in the midst of it right now, speaking mine into existence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not no vegan. I'm not no, I don't do none of that. But I'm understanding, I'm speaking it into existence, and I'm conscious about where I'm going in my future.
Okay.
So you got me passionate now, man.
No, I see you, and obviously, health versus wealth, that's
But
a
to
very
answer
strong
your question and how you wanted me to answer, I don't want to cut you short. I would recommend that they go get them a mentor, bro. And one thing that my grandmama told me, because you asked me, I know it threw you off when I said like about the watermelon and the ginger, but that's one thing that she told me and it worked for me. Numbers. The second thing that I would do is if I lived in the hood with what I know, I had a mentor that told me one time, water is free in every restaurant. Oh, I had some good people in my life, bro.
Water is free in every restaurant.
And
Okay.
he told me, I went to this restaurant one time when I was in Beverly Hills. It's called Mastro's. He said, when you go in that restaurant, don't tell nobody your problems. Don't tell nobody you from the hood. Don't tell nobody your sister died. Don't be all up in there telling them they don't care anyway. They got their own set of problems. Just sit there and talk. I did it. Every week I go in there, get a water. Guess what? My friends changed. My mentors changed. The people I hung around changed. Then they started teaching me how you start a clothing line. Oh, you need an EIN number. Okay, my mentor said, oh, you sold 5,000 shirts, you got CPA. What's that? Okay, I would have never knew that. So it's free to go whatever city you in. I recommend go to the most expensive restaurant in your neighborhood and just sit around them wealthy people.
And let me ask, when you sitting there and you getting in that spirit, do you feel like you in your element at that point, that wealthy vibe, that healthy, you feel me? Do you feel that?
You know what's funny?
What's up?
May I ask you a question?
Talk to me.
Where did we meet at?
Oh, shit. Look at you. Yeah, okay. Damn right.
Talk about actual
Yeah.
relations. Tell me where did we meet at?
Yeah, we actually met at an event, breaking bread about, topics like this. Yeah, right.
What was the city? Aventura. What is
Aventura.
Aventura known for? Making money. Look at us now. I live my life that I speak, bro.
That is so damn true, right? Absolutely. You don't fed me my own damn medicine right there. What's that right there?
That's where we met. We met on Aventura, the Aventura Mall. People know the money that's made in that city. People know that's one of the wealthiest cities out here. People know that's a very rich area. People that got it. People that are millionaires. People that are billionaires. You know what I'm saying? I know the caliber of people that was in that restaurant. I knew the caliber of the potential of person that if I go to and ain't nothing wrong with the hood, but I know if I go to the neighborhood market, the type of potential people there versus if I go to Mastro's in Beverly Hills, I know what I'm dealing with.
But the hood needs more help, though.
When you say, for me, I can only speak from my experience. I think when we talk about the hood, that's more of a mentality for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't, my mentality don't think like that no more. I used to just think like that. See, even though I was in the hood, bro, I never let it I had a great grandmama who would speak to my mind. And she spoke to my mind, my hard head that you're talking about. So
right.
To all the people out there who got a hard head, I'm not going to sit here and say they ain't listening. They probably just ain't responding the way you want them to respond.
No, like you said, that ego and pride to get in the way
it's like
sometimes.
I heard everything my grandmama said. So, you know, if she told me to move the bottle and she told my sister to move the bottle, my sister might move it instantly. I might just take a
some
week.
time, right?
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I ain't gonna do what she said don't do. So to anybody out there who they feel that got a hard head, maybe you just not communicating on the level that they want to be communicated on, because people don't understand, especially black men, what we go through every single day to even be successful out here. Every single day, for me, I can only speak for me. Every day waking up, having to fight the white man, fight the Asian man, fight the Mexican man, then come back to your hood and fight your own black man. Then if you ain't right with your girl, fight her too. Then you got to fight what you putting in your body. Every day has been a fight for us.
Damn.
We the only culture like that fight every single culture. White people will stick together. We joke about how many Mexicans jump out of a car. When we going to jump out of a house like that? When we going to jump out of businesses like that? When we going to stick together like that? When we going to go put EINs together? You know what I'm saying? We order something from one person one time. We ordered some on Monday. By Wednesday, we didn't get it. We calling them scammers. You didn't even give them time to ship it. But if you order it on Amazon, they haven't sent it yet. You know what you do? You email them or you call them or you chat with them. You give them the benefit of the doubt.
Damn. I mean, our society is fucked up, bro. But, you know, a lot of it is attributed to, and I'm not one to sit here and just throw blame to other circumstances and shit. You got to be, self-accountability got to be high, bro. Man. But you just said a mouthful that really hit home. Like, we battle against everything and then turn around and battle within ourselves. You feel me?
Every day, every single.
But what caused that? You can't just put that all on the black man, though, bro.
I mean, I don't. That's
right.
I mean, you know, I don't have the answer to everything, but I try to articulate myself and just let people know what I have experienced as a black man. Right. I have waking up every single day and had to walk outside, fight white man, Asian man, Mexican man, come back to the hood and fight the black man. Go into the house, fight my grandmama, fight my mama. Go through the system of going to jail, fight the system. And you asking people to sit down and listen to you. Man, I got so much stress going on. It ain't that I'm not listening. I got 25 fires that need to be put out. I'm attempting to address the ones that's most important to me, not you talking about move no bottle. You know what I'm saying? If the probation people is calling me every month and I don't have the $55, that bottle sitting there ain't gonna make no difference. That's some people's mindset.
That's what it is.
And if you don't understand, if people don't really understand what people is going through, or they not willing to contribute to helping a person get out of a negative situation, just say nothing. Because that's what's going on in a struggling person's mindset. I'm not here to talk. I'll say this like this. Anybody that's watching this, I'm not here to talk at you. I'm not here to tell you got to believe in what I believe in. I want you to know that you should pick up a pen right now and grab a dictionary. And I'm going to say this slow. If you open up a dictionary, it's two things in the dictionary. It's words and definitions. A woman does not want to be called a bitch, not just because of the word. It's because of the definition that follows that word that gives it its meaning. Most people will never reach success because they never, ever define what success is to them. Their definition is looking at somebody else on Instagram and say, I want that Lamborghini. That's his success. That's what he wants. That's his car. That's his purpose. Go get the one for you. When you see my Jeep, no other Jeep like it. That's my dream because I slept in a Jeep. That's the car I was sleeping in. That car say, speak your dreams into existence, because those are the quotes I wrote when I was homeless. I love you to life because I used to pray your death upon myself. Never spend your present time with a person that you don't have a future with, because I used to sleep with multiple people that I knew I didn't have no future with. So every one of these quotes that I be writing, I eat, sleep, breathe these quotes. It's okay for your pockets to be broke. Just make sure your mind makes sense, because my pockets used to be broke, but my mind made sense.
Right.
And sometimes it didn't make sense. So I had to start saying, let me make it make sense. And I tell anybody that's watching, the more different you are, the better you are in this world. When you start hearing people saying you weird and you different, as long as you a good weird and you a good different,
you're not hurting.
You're not out here harming nobody. Exactly. You're not out here raping nobody. You're not out here killing nobody. But every time you show somebody your product, they be like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, if 100 people in the hood or some people who ain't got nothing, if they tell you it ain't working,
Kind of
it's
make
like you said, you do credit, right?
Right.
That's like a person who want 10 people in the hood. You just tell me, right? 10 people in the hood, and one person decides he want a 700 credit score. He go ask the other 9 people who got a 500 credit score, how that's gonna work out? They supposed to say it's not gonna work. True. They have no proven nothing against them.
Yeah.
But it's like we be asking the wrong people for support of our dreams who we love, but they can't support us in the business world. My mother loves me, but I would never go to my mother, no offense, and ask her, how can we sell 1 million shirts and show me the proven method of that?
But what if your mother is the only example you have? Like, for instance, us as black men and as a black culture, entertainers and athletes are what we idolize, right? Especially now with social media. Now we idolize the whole social media marketplace. So what if that's all we business has never been accustomed to us, and when it comes to that lane to get out the hood.
Yeah, but my mother is not. I'm gonna answer your question. My mother is not all that I have, because God has blessed me to witness 8.2 billion people on this earth, and it's up to me to learn how to articulate myself and cultivate healthy relationships and business relationships with all of the right people that I come encounter with. So my mother is not the only. Whenever I want to be loved, I want to be appreciated, I want to learn wisdom, I want to learn intuition, I know exactly
Where to go.
the definition of who my mother is. I know exactly what she do for me. Whenever I want to learn some business, my mother, knowing who she is, will say, son, that's not the area of my life where I can help you, but I know somebody who can. Walter Hill, Bonnie Hill, my mentors. When I wanted to learn credit, the Mogul was one of the first people that helped me with that and introduced that to me. See, a lot of people, they don't want to tell you what their weaknesses are.
Right.
They want to be strong at everything. I'm not strong in a lot of things, bro. I'm just good at the one thing that I do. And I know how to encourage people to really believe in themselves, because so many people had beat me down and made me feel that I was crazy for running around telling people to celebrate their birthday on the 19th of every month. You know what else people told me I was crazy for?
What's up?
You ever seen the dream walls?
A dream wall?
Yeah, you never seen the dream walls?
I don't think I've seen it. No. Educate me.
So I used to put, what I still do, I put dream walls all over Los Angeles. And it was
like affirmations and stuff like that?
Well, a dream wall would be like what they would call like a mural.
Okay.
Like a mural.
Okay.
But usually when you see a black person paint on a mural, they usually what? They usually be dead. Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Because we're celebrating or we're remembering that person that was alive, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't know the truth of this, but I'm just wondering, like, do you think Martin Luther King, the street in Atlanta, they call it Martin Luther King, do you think that street got named, when they named the street, do you think it was before he died or after he died?
Damn, good question. I'm assuming after.
Yeah. Why?
I'm assuming.
Why he didn't get to see that, but we do? I didn't do the marching. I appreciate him for doing it. But why we honoring great people when they die? We know they great when they living. You a great person now. You know what I need to do? I need to go you tell me what you like. I want to treat you while you're living. I don't want to buy you nothing when you die. Because I ain't never seen nobody. I never met one person that died, came back and told me they got them flowers. I never met one. I gave my sister her flowers when she was living. I gave my mama her flowers on the 10th of every single month. Happy Mother's Day, mama. I don't need the government to tell me Mother's Day is in May when a woman is a mother every single day.
That's true.
A father is a father every single day. To deal with the type of man that I am, the type of mindset that I am, to have the caliber of mother that I have. See, God give everybody who living, everybody got a mama. But God gave me the mother for me.
Just like the purpose in your life is for you as well.
Like God gave me. It was no other mother that could have did what my mama has done for me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't care nothing about no money. I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to do all of that. But most importantly, I want to make sure me and my mama straight. I want to make sure my family is straight. And that's why I'm going to continue to promote that. If y'all have problems with people, be the bigger person and pick up the phone and do everything you can to work it out and articulate it and end it in a healthy way. That don't mean you still got to be with them.
So, okay. So which do you haven't challenged? You basically your perception is that instead of just having your mother, you have access to everybody in the world. The 8.2 billion, like you mentioned, right?
We all do. I got access to all this money out here. I got access to all this land. Look at all this opportunity around us.
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah, like I don't got to. When I say, do I want to talk to 8.2 billion people? Nah. But I know the mindset I got. So guess what it's going to attract to me?
8.2 billion people.
It's going to attract the right people to me. You ever heard, like, one time I was listening to this, and I hope this ain't off topic, but one time I was listening to this young lady, and she was telling me how she had been in 10 different relationships, and she said all 10 of the dudes was bad. And I just asked her, I said, do you mind if I ask you a question? I said, I think it was like 20 years ago. I was like, how can 10 people be bad and you good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hear that all the time where, my relationship, my boyfriend. Well, damn.
So my point, a lot of times my personal situations, even though they're personal, I still carry that into business. So my point is the fact that if I dress a certain way, it's going to attract people. We say, oh, don't judge. Man, people judge every day. We know that.
Of course.
So I'm going to carry myself in a certain way. I'm going to dress a certain way. I want to hang out in certain places so that I can put myself in a position to be able to go back to the hood and do these speeches. I can't, I can sit here and do all this motivating and all that stuff, but if I don't make no money, I won't be able to go back to the hood and paint a big dream wall that says, speak your dreams into existence. Did you know that I put up so many dream walls in this city that, number one, people thought I was from Los Angeles until they heard me talk. It's still up right now. And on the 19th of every month, I told people it's called Dream Day. I created my own holiday.
Really?
So I said, they said, why you paint the dream wall up there? Why you paint yourself? I said, because I'm going to show children that they need to honor themselves while they living. We should not be waiting until people die that's out here doing great things. We shouldn't be waiting on them to die to show them love. We should be giving them flowers right now. So I shout out, like, people who have added value to my life, like a Sabrina Peterson. A person that I met in Los Angeles that has helped me, a Walter Hill. That's why I'm passionate about sharing these people's names.
Their names,
because
right. Of the impact they
me.
made, right.
They made an impact over income to me. Helped me to change my whole entire life. So, I thank God for that. I would never be able to sit on your couch just because I'm not sitting on the couch just for money. I'm sitting on the couch because of the relationships that I was able to build, put me in a great position to make some money. If I didn't know the right people, I wouldn't be sitting here. I sold a book for $963.36, and it took me
one book.
Yeah, one book.
$933 and
$963. 36.
Oh, okay. All right. Make sure I got that right. Well, listen. All right. Hold on.
You knew that.
No, 36. I bought the book $36.
Yeah, that's the ebook.
Yeah, I didn't know you had a higher tier book.
Yeah, it's one book. It's the same book. My Mind is Wealthy, but the book. So that's the ebook you bought.
Right.
I have a book that's I just had a very interesting way of doing my marketing, and like you say, like you talk about the hood. I'm gonna take you inside my brain and what I was thinking.
Talk to me.
When I created that book for $963.36, I didn't have no money. I just knew I come from the hood and I've been black a long time, and anytime you do something stupid, black people gonna talk about it. So I said, well, I don't have the money for marketing. Let me create the buzz. Everybody was talking about, what's in this man's book for $900? Why would you sell a book for $900? I don't care how much you squint your face, you're talking about me. You became my free publicity. So everybody may not have $963, but everybody had $36. Then I had another group of people who had $963. Those were my more loyal people. What was in this book? First off, the book was half the size of a human's body. I made my version of my Bible. I would take your picture. You want to send you got a child? You want to send your child? We got a wife. Send them pictures. We're going to make this book yours. As soon as you open it, boom, your name, your picture, your dream in my book. Before my book even starts, it's about you.
Sort of set the stage already. Boom.
Yeah, my grandma told me when you take care of the people will take care of you. So then she also told me, she said, do you think people buying the book because they like what you wrote? Or do you think they buying it Because they like you.
Because they like you, obviously. Yeah, the material is secondary.
So if people knew that, they would be a billionaire. It's not just about the product. It's about what you represent and what you stand for. People was buying into me, and I realized that. You could get. I remember one time my grandma told me, it's like if 10,000 people give you $100, how much is that?
That's an M. Yeah, $1 million.
Okay, let's do the numbers. You was talking about actualization earlier. You're right. That's $1 million, right? How many people on Earth? It's 8.2
billion.
Mm-hmm. All right. 8.2 billion people on Earth. 10,000 people give you $100, you're a millionaire. So why are we worried about the one person that don't believe in us? Why am I worried about one person that said they ain't got $900? It's not for you then. It's 8.2 more billion people out here.
Let me keep it pushing to the next one.
See you later. Because soon as I blow up, now all y'all gonna say y'all was supporting.
How gratifying is that? Because I'm not one of them dudes that's humble. I'm the type of person, man. You do me wrong, you circle back on me again. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know what's up, man. Are you that type of person too as well?
I don't think nobody should be humble, especially not black people. I ain't never say that one. I ain't that crazy. I say some crazy stuff, but I don't think no black person should be humble.
Because think about it. I mean, let me ask you, what do you tell to somebody that looked upon you or didn't think you would be successful, but boom, here you are now? What do you have to say for them?
I mean, I'm being transparent, man.
Right.
People entitled to believe what they want to believe. It don't make me feel no type of way about somebody not seeing my success. I mean, the same energy it takes to hate is the same energy it takes to support.
Real talk.
So
sometimes more energy to hate than support.
Yeah, it's like it only probably will make me feel some type of way if I know the person went out their way not to support me, and then they acting like they were supporting me.
That two-faced stuff,
they supported me in no capacity, not with love, not with buying nothing. That's the only time, but really, I don't really think about it, to be honest with you, man. I don't have the time. Like, I just be wanting to make sure, the greatest gift, we could sit here and we could talk about money and credit all day, but I didn't go in business for just money. I went in business for my freedom. And that's the one thing that I got. I wake up every day, and I want to encourage people to wake. You should put yourself if you starting a business, it should be to put yourself in a position to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. If I wanted to sit right here right now and talk for 4 hours on this podcast, I have put myself and put a team around me to put myself in a position to make
that happen, right?
And it don't matter if you have there's people who make $150,000 a year, and they have their freedom. That might be all the money they need to make. There are people who make $70,000, and they are happy. I'm not finna sit out here. I'm not finna make people who work jobs feel bad because they not no entrepreneur. We living in a generation now that is beating entrepreneurship in everybody. Well, we got to really understand that everybody was not put on earth to be no entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur, right.
That internet stuff that people is jumping up online saying, do this and do that, and you can make
90 days, man, 60 days.
I run 6 businesses right now, and by no way, fit, form, or fashion is it easy. This has been the most difficult, the first difficult task that I've ever experienced has been a black man in this country. The second one is being a black man and running a legal business, because they still going to scrutinize you. They still going to have something to say, even when you're doing something positive. People still going to say, you're scamming, you're doing this, you're doing that. So I tell people, like, before you consider entrepreneurship, get you a real mentor who has done this before, that don't want your life, because it's not easy. We sit here, we can wear these watches, we can wear these shoes, we can get the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci. To people who really work hard, that's all. To me, when I dress like this just look at that, man, I'm flashy, man, because, man, I got to cover up them dark days. I got to cover up that pain that I went through.
Right, that you had, that fire that you had to get baptized.
Yeah, like walking into the office and seeing my face on the screen today, man, that's what we've been working for.
Bad.
That's what we've been going hard for. Like, yes, because we paint images as if business is peaches and cream, and it's not.
I mean, I agree with you and everything like that. And, you know, as we ready to wrap up the show, because we really can go into this, right? But now as we ready to wrap up the show, I want to hear your final thoughts on, you know, for all the audience out there, because obviously if they stuck to this point, they have gotten a lot of gems, a lot of positive spirit and energy that you was able to bring to the table and everything like that. But as they went into really ready to walk away from today's show, you know, what's one thing that you can leave with the audience as far as the requirements to have them build their blueprint to have a wealthy mindset? Outside, I know you mentioned, you know, you reference your grandmother a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't have the, you know, right? But you did mention having a mentor, which I agree with you. Having a mentor nowadays is very important in 2023 as we go into 2024 because, you know, somebody's mistakes can be your wisdom, right? And that was that a mentor could do. But is there any special ingredient with your sauce? Because I think you're the quintessential example for a lot of our audience here. Somebody who has had a trouble upbringing and everything like that, but now they may have found their purpose and they want to execute on it. So from your perspective, what's the one thing you would like to share with them as they're ready to rock away?
Well, for me, it would be strategic partnerships.
Relationships.
Yeah, strategic.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you don't have the money to actually hire people to work for you.
Right.
But you could do, like, I have so many strategic partnerships that I get paid so much off affiliations.
What you need, because you got being a serial entrepreneur is like, yeah.
For example, if I knew, you know, I say like you do like, I got credit partners.
Mm-hmm.
If I refer somebody, I get a percentage. I work those deals out, put that on paper.
Breaking bread.
With every
networking.
single individual.
Yeah.
If it's like anything over, I ain't gonna lie, anything over 1,000 and I refer, I want to get paid. I have a threshold that said anything under 1,000, I'm just, okay, I ain't worried about that.
Right.
You know, I just say, oh, you want to go to the restaurant? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Do what you do. But if I'm sending somebody anything over 1,000, yeah, I want to be compensated. Because when you understand the type of energy that I am and the type of, like, bro, I have a energy where I don't cheat people. I am straightforward.
Wow, I like that. Wow.
I don't lie to these people, man. I tell them the truth. And people, if you've been one of them people, you've been living your whole life and people walk up to you and just offer your spirit, they start sharing their whole life inspiration and everything, that's because they like your aura. They like your energy.
Right.
You might be God sent a great spirit. It's your job not to use that against them, but to help them. So I attempt to use my energy to say, oh, man, you want to start a T-shirt? I know somebody who can print them.
Boom, I got you, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to make money off of it because that's how business works. If you want to go over there and spend the money, go spend the money. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you no story. I tell people the truth. Most people, it's like, no, how you think my lights come on?
Sometimes the truth
I build strategic. So to people who listening, I encourage you, man, to cultivate and build strategic partnerships. In other words, collaborate with other people who may be smarter than you. You may not have the money to pay them, but you may know people who need their services.
Right,
and send them qualified services, and don't be afraid to say, hey, if I send you 5 people, like, how much could we work out? You know, I do want to be compensated for this. I want you to, you know, I may not have the money to pay for your mentorship, but I know 10 people that need your services. That's what I used to do.
Bring value to value pretty
Exactly.
much, right.
Like, I met my mentor, man, and I don't know if I talk too much on the show, but I appreciate you, man. I met my mentor like the same way. Like
same format you just mentioned right there, right?
Well, I met him. I bought wristbands. I bought wristbands from him. I have a wristband that say I speak dreams into existence, and I don't look for jobs. I create them. And he used to make my wristbands.
Okay.
His company is called Icon Blue. He sold the company now though, but it was in Beverly Hills, California, and I thought it was owned by. At the time, I thought it was owned by a white man. I never thought that. Just coming from where I come from, I just
that
father that a black man
have the capability to do something like that.
And it was like in Beverly Hills, like not on the cuff, not on the corner. It was
in there.
Yeah. I was like, dang, this is a black man. So I bought like 15. I had grown my company to buy like 15,000 wristbands. And like I was probably buying these. I don't mind. I tell people I buying the wristband for like anywhere from $1 to $2, and selling the wristbands for $19.63.
That's capitalism right there. Yeah.
So I would always tell people, like, my mentor taught me, anything under 300% markup, you have a business designed for failure. So every time
anything under
300%.
Wow.
So that means if I buy something for $5, the minimum that I can sell that for is $20.
Right, a 300% markup at least.
Yeah, $20. That's the minimum. So he said, and then it's one thing that he taught me. He said the minimum you sell it for is 300%. And he taught me the 300 rule. And then he said, and with the community that you're dealing with, and I hope people don't take offense to this, I'm just telling the truth.
Right.
I knew I was selling to predominantly black people. So he told me a lot of your business gonna be kind of like mixed with friends and business. So your friends want a discount. So it's going to be in your best interest to make that shirt 50. And then if they bring you down to 40, you still got what you wanted.
Right. Okay.
So he taught me how to do all of that. He said, imagine if you bought something for 5 and you selling it for 10, like most people. And then he's like, come on, cuz, let me get that for 7. Come on, man, let me get this for. It's like, well, you're not making no money. You bought something for 5. You selling it for 10. Did you forget about your light bills? Did you forget about your car insurance?
Your time, your energy.
Your energy, what are you going to pay you?
Right.
We don't factor all that in. And we act like it's like, hey, I didn't create business. I'm just participating.
That's
Don't
it.
be mad at me for, raising my price and selling. That's the purpose of being in business. So that's I encourage people to do the 300% markup rule. And if you need help with that, I think you can actually Google it. But that just means if something costs $5, it's not 5 times 3. Because a lot of people think it's 5 times 3, which would be 15.
Right.
No, 100% markup of 5 would be sell it for 10.
Right.
200% would be another 5, would be 15. Another 5 would be 20. So that means you pay 5, you sell it for 20. I'm not saying you have to sell it for 300%. I'm saying that should be the minimum.
Right.
You can sell it for 100. You can sell it for 200. And that's the one thing that significantly changed my life. Otherwise, I would have been out here buying wristbands for $1, selling them for $4.
Right. Working backwards in a way. Yeah.
So what he taught me was you're not just selling the wristband. You're making people pay for your grandmother's death. You're making people pay for your little sister passing, my sister passed away.
Right.
And how did I create the quote, I love you to life, because my 7-year-old sister got killed. Okay, her like, none of y'all can tell me how much that's worth. That's how I created that.
Yeah. That's a
so
price
I'm not
that
just
you
selling
only
you a
could.
product. I'm selling you my family struggles.
Right.
And I'm setting the price on that. And it's $19.63 for a wristband. Again, 63 is my marketing and branding. Number of straight days I slept in my truck. So when people see the prices of all my products, like I'm finna do some lip gloss, vegan organic lip gloss with my 17-year-old niece, and she's selling the lip gloss for $21.05. She creates the product, I create the price. It's price strategy. She was born, her little sister was born on the 21st. She was born on the 5th.
So that's where the 2105 comes into play.
So when people come to her, and I'm going to end with this, when people come to her, and the reason why I'm sharing this is I wanted to tie numbers to her that mean something to her so that she knows her worth. No one can come to her and say, hey, I got 2103. She say, no, I wasn't born on the 3rd of the month. I was born on the 5th.
On the 5th. You know what Wealthy, because I want to make sure that we have ample time before they end the show and everything like that. But as we end up the show, if you could tell the audience, where they could find you, also what you got going on for 2023. I know every time I see your Instagram, you in the purple truck, you somewhere in Wynwood, somewhere in Miami, doing a karaoke with the resident sound in Miami and everything like that. But if those who are not privy enough to check out your social media, they'll probably check it out after today's show, man. Let everybody know what to expect from you up and coming in 2023. If there's anything you got going on.
I think I said enough, man. And I just want to thank you, bro. And anybody that want to support me, they can go over to your Instagram. And I mean that. They can support. I want them to leave a comment. If you see this podcast, if you see this interview, I just want you to write in the comments right now, I am speaking my dreams into existence. And I want you to share this with one person that you believe in. That's what you can help me do. That's my Instagram right there. I want you to go in the comments, and I want you to write the quote, I am speaking my dreams into existence. I'm not saying that for me. I'm saying that for you. And I want you to share this with one person that may be in the hood, that may not be where they want to be, and send this to them and just let them know to keep speaking their dreams into existence. And then tag my brother right here. And that you'll find me because God going to lead you back to me anyway, so I ain't got to tell him.
You know what? And that says a lot and right there, because you're the first guest that truly didn't self-promote themselves when they had the opportunity to. You actually deflected into, your true purpose, which is giving impact, to actually let the audience win here, And so that says a lot about your character, number one. And number two, that also just confirms that we're definitely going to bring you back on the show, bro. We got to do a part 2.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna speak it to
No,
you.
because we gotta see a part 2 because we met at Devon's event. Off air we talked about we're gonna do some things together as well too. So guys, definitely check it out, man. There's some dope things coming up down the road between Blueprint as well as Billionaire here. So we may call it the Blueprint Billionaire or something coming out. Yeah. You feel me? You never know.
It's gonna be the gold print or the purple print. The purple print edition, baby. We gonna be all pretty.
You feel me?
Printing this wealth, and this money and all this good health, man. Hey, man, show all 32 of y'all teeth, man, and smile and pay yourself on the day you was born, man. Live your best life.
That's what's up, man. I always said smiles are free, so give them away, right? You feel me? But
absolutely, man. But for real, man, I when I say I appreciate your existence, thank you, brother, for keeping your word. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they talk about it. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love you to life while you living, man. I thank God just for this opportunity. Whether people didn't agree with everything that I say, I always tell people, man, just live your purpose. Don't worry about how other people see you. You got to live what your purpose is. And my overall mission, and I know your mission is, let's encourage people to speak their dreams into existence. I'm not just thinking about my life today, but we got to have these street signs. I want to, and I'm going to stop with this. Eventually, those dream murals, they're going to turn into streets named after us. The street's going to be called Healthy Avenue, Speak Dreams Boulevard. Because we got to start programming in these children's mind who are in the hood that they live on. What if that child woke up every day and said, I live on 444 Speak Dreams Avenue?
Wow.
That's the mission that I'm on. I'm into programming the brain, just like it's been programmed for us to kill each other, programmed for us to shoot each other.
Right, same negative shit. We can go ahead and reprogram.
What if the sign said, what if we said, what's your address, what's your daughter's address, what's your son, 222 Healthy Boulevard. How long you going to live on Healthy Boulevard before you get healthy? You going to keep saying that?
That is true. It's like, it'll take that subconscious
so that's how I deal
impact,
with the hard heads. It's just you got to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over. What good is a dad that show up one time? You got to show up over and over and over. Just because you told him to get a job one time, you got to show up over and over and over again. What good is a mother that don't come home every night? The mother has to be there over and over, not just give birth, but you got to be there, present. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends, Runway Billionaire, he said this, and I'll end with this, and shout out to my brother, Runway Billionaire. Mm-hmm. That brother said, children don't want perfect parents. They want present parents.
Not perfect parents, present parents.
Yeah, be present.
That's it.
You ain't got to be perfect.
Bad.
Just be present.
That's what's up. Well, listen, I hope everybody that's present at this point of the show definitely was able to go ahead and pick up a lot of the gems that we was able to discuss today. Billionaire really left, some great value for the audience out there as far as, what it takes to have a wealthy mindset. If you would like to go ahead and check out this episode and more, you can check us out on every platform, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and of course here on YouTube. Definitely support the channel as we give you the blueprint on how to do shit. And as always, guys, we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.